Hi, good morning. This is Marisha Trembetska, and this is another fabulous podcast from I Love Your Creativity and Make Money. So I'm recording this on Monday morning. I've got up super early, always good, largely because I went to bed early. I did a gig yesterday, which was really lovely, and so wonderful to be back properly doing what I love to do, entertaining and running rooms and making everyone feel much better when they leave than when they walk into my show. And of course, yesterday was the Australian Open. And so I was reading a lot beforehand about the Nadal, Djokovic, Federer kind of rivalry. And of course, Nadal then yesterday, he went from being 2 sets down and 3 games down. It was 2-2 love and 3-3 to Medvedev. And somehow, and I kind of think I understand part of the reason why, he managed to come back and win the Australian Open, which meant he's the first man to ever win 21 Grand Slam titles. Now, I know that art is quite different in tennis. In tennis, someone has to lose for somebody else to win. So you can't completely, but you can certainly use the rivalry that those 3 incredible tennis players have. It's still ongoing. To really raise your game in terms of you can have a look at other people in your field. But 20 Grand Slam title winners, so the Australian Open, Wimbledon, French Open, etc., US Open, are all really big things to win. And back in, Sampras, at one point, Sampras was up at 14 winning, and no one else thought he was ever going to be beaten. And he was a bit like, I don't know about this. But basically, Federer, Nadal and Djokovic have all been at 20 Grand Slam title winners each. Federer got there at 2018, Nadal in 2021 and Djokovic in 2021. He won the Australian Open last year. Of course, this year Djokovic didn't play because of the fact he refuses to get vaccinated, so he couldn't get in. So this, I'm sure Djokovic now is training even harder now to come back and beat Nadal next time. But the thing about Federer, Djokovic and Nadal, they're all incredible players. And I've been reading about how, they've repeatedly beat each other over the last while. But they've all changed their game. They've all had to step up. Nadal's had this incredible forehand and this never say die attitude that we, of course, saw back yesterday. But the truth is, when I first saw Federer, I wanted to weep with the beauty of his tennis playing. But of course, Federer, since Nadal got involved in the game, he's worked on his backhand, he switched to a bigger racket head, he plays more aggressively now. He had to respond to Nadal. Equally, Nadal playing with Federer, he's had to stand closer to the baseline, he's beefed up his serve. And then when Djokovic started moving up a level in 2011, started really dominating, both Nadal and Federer added things to their game to cope with an equal Djokovic. And Nadal said earlier this month, January 22, in an interview, I'm sure Roger and Novak, that's Novak Djokovic, have made me a better player and I made them better. We had and still have great moments and the fans enjoy our rivalry. And the point is, so Nadal leads Federer 10-4 in Grand Slams. Nadal leads Djokovic 10-7 and Djokovic leads Federer 11-16. So without each other, they would have won more, but without the need to kind of push each other and reinvent themselves to see what, Federer gets slightly better at this, so Djokovic has to bring it on. They might not have kept this hunger for playing because they're all kind of, Djokovic is 35, Nadal 36, Federer 40. It's quite a long time for these tennis players. It's kept pushing on. And I can guarantee now, Djokovic, because he didn't even play in the Australian Open, is he moaning right now? No, he's working on whatever it is he thinks that Nadal's got better at so that next time he can win the next one. And Federer's got more injuries and he's obviously 5 years older, but still he's not giving up yet. It's wonderful to see, but what is interesting is that in tennis it is winning those. If you just win an extra 1% of points, you go up in ranking. There's lots of studies you can look at about, particularly I looked one at Djokovic where every kind of 2% he got better at returning serves, he suddenly starts rising up in the rankings. Now, as artists, it's not like that, but we can absolutely use this kind of rivalry and focus and push to inspire ourselves. So as an idea, you can Maybe look at others in your field you might feel slightly competitive with, and that's not a bad thing. It's not about dissing them. It's not about copying them. But maybe ask yourself, what is it that they do that makes them so good? And can you add an element of that into your own? Maybe they're particularly good at a certain kind of rhythmic making. Maybe when they hit a certain point in their vocal range, they're really good at a certain kind of build or a break or something. Maybe they're particularly good at being open and imaginative. You can work out, maybe if it's a painter, you can look at what they do. What is it you particularly enjoy about them? And how can you develop your own version in your own work? This is not about copying. This is about what do they do? Where can you add that element into your play? Obviously, you're not on a tennis court, but you are working on your art every day. It could be process. Some of the greats, they spend hours working on tiny, tiny things. Whether you're a dancer or a vocalist or a novelist, you can definitely go and look at what somebody else does and look at the minutiae. I love the way they do that pirouette. Can I make mine better? I love the way they develop characters in stories. Can I make it better? I love how funny they are. Can I kind of install that? Again, not copying. It's about being inspired. And also, if they keep making work, if you can pick a couple of people to kind of measure yourself, and this is not guilt, this is not stress, this is inspiration. And maybe you say, oh, they're going to go and play this gig. Oh, they've got a new tour. Maybe I should have a tour of myself. Use that kind of friendly rivalry to make yourself keep getting at the door, making you work and improving. Because it works for the great sports people of the world, and it works for artists. That famous sunflower painting was painted to impress another artist that came to visit, right? So you can find myriad of examples. People have read books and gone, I'm going to have a go. I can do better or different than that. This is the wonder in art. No one has to lose for you to win, but you can get inspired. So whatever it is you're doing this week, please do that. So I am so happy to announce that my Get Your Art in Gear program is... I managed to finish yesterday every single one of the audio, because as part of my Get Your Art in Gear program, I've got 21 ways to fulfill your creative potential. So lots of mindset, practical tips about creativity, inspiration, motivation. There's also the 21 ways of financial processes and business strategies to fulfill your creative potential. So, and this is a thing that's taken me an extra 6 months to write and get ready. I've now, as of yesterday, finished all the audios. The last thing I'm now doing is checking all the toolbox. So I've got loads of templates and spreadsheets and, pre-done worksheets that you can already use for both creativity and on the business side and the accounting and, side. Because, of course, also in the UK, today is tax filing day. And if you've used some of my processes, you'll be feeling far less stressed than if you hadn't, including putting money towards your tax as you go. So... where are we? January the 31st. So I'm definitely by February the 14th it's going to happen. I was ill last week, so that put me in bed for a week. I had COVID, but I'm now feeling absolutely fine, thank goodness. But that delayed a week, but I'm not going to stress about it. You keep forging on, right? You pick up your baton and you keep moving on. So you'll be seeing getyourartingear.com is the website. I bought the domain. I just haven't as yet sorted out either building it or getting it built for me, but that's going to happen this week. But I'm so pleased. Personally, I've managed to keep on proving and keep on getting this out. This has been, because there's so many other creative projects I wanted to do, but given I always do one project at a time, this is a thing I've got to get done before I do the next. So there we are. So have an amazing week and look at, maybe even read a biography or an autobiography of someone from history that inspires you and see what one thing you think, oh, maybe I should try and implement that. Have a play with this. You've got to work out your own processes, right? You're an individual, unique, brilliant artist in your own art form, whatever that may be. Music, written word, graphic art, filmmaking, the world's your oysters, game design. But let's just keep on understanding that we can all just the processes we all need to build our own processes. So there we are. So this was, of course, my Love Your Creativity and Make Money podcast. My name's Marisha Trembetska. You can find me on Twitter at Marisha T. Please tweet me to see if you've enjoyed this and what you maybe are working now on this week or this month to improve. I'm also on at Marisha T on Instagram and Marisha Trembetska Facebook and on YouTube. I love you all. Bye.